I'm Bridget Bright. I am the host of Mind Your Body, and I'm also the assistant podcast producer of Passion Project. And already this is going weird. Okay, can I start over?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, I'm Bridget Bright. I am the assistant podcast director for Passion Project, and I'm also the host of Mind Your Body, the newest podcast on Passion Project. And so today I'm here to talk to you about how to cope with mental illness as a college student. And so if you don't know about Mind Your Body, I'll give a little intro to that first. So Mind Your Body is a podcast where I'm talking about the intersection of physical and mental health, specifically in young people. And so that's why I'm going to talk about mental illness specifically today. Because in my first episode, I talk about how my physical illness, or it's not really an illness, it's more of a health condition. And that in my first episode, I talk about that and how it's affected my mental health, but I haven't talked about my mental health separately. And so, like many college students, I have depression, and it's not something I'm afraid to talk about. And I'm going to tell you how you can deal with a variety of different mental health illnesses while you're dealing with being a college student and the stress that comes with that. My first tip is to check out what your college has to offer for counseling services. So at Ithaca College, where we all go if we're working on Passion Project, we have CAPS, and I've had good experiences there and bad experiences. The best part about it is that it's free and that they have crisis hours. So say something happens and you really need help right away. They have crisis hours for about 3 hours a day where you can go in and get help right then. And that's been helpful when I really need the help, I can get it. But there are other times when it's hard to make individual appointments with counselors. I've gone there for about a year now for both group therapy and for individual therapy. In individual therapy, it's so hard to book an appointment because so many college students here and everywhere need the help. And so they're constantly booked. My therapist was like, "Oh, I need to see you in a week," and then looked at his schedule and realized that he didn't have an open time slot for a full month. And so then I have to just wait for a month unless something comes up and I go to the crisis hours. So that's difficult. So I've had to find other ways to give myself the help that I need. And so I found that in just taking time for myself. All college students are super busy and have so many things going on. But you have to leave room for yourself and leave room to breathe. Usually I found that on weekend nights, rather than going out with my friends, I just stay one night in, watch a movie, make some art, do something that I love to do, or just sleep. I feel like sleeping's the best thing to do to get me out of my head. And then in regards to taking time for yourself, make sure that you're taking time to be with the people that you love. I've found that I tend to isolate myself if I'm going through a rough time, but it's always so much better when I go and I'm hanging out with my friends and reminded that okay, everything's fine. Life is good again. I can still have fun even though I've had a bad day. So just taking time for yourself and for your friends is really important while you're dealing with mental illness in college. But another thing is to just take some time to reflect. And you can do this in a lot of ways. And I usually do it in journaling. I have my journal right here, and I take it everywhere with me. I always write down if I'm having a hard time, if something really good happens, I make sure I write that down, and just to kind of keep track of what's going on. And usually every other day, I like to just sit and write about how I've been feeling, and that really helps me sort out irrational thoughts from my mental illness to then what just reality is sometimes, and that can be really helpful. But I also find time to reflect by making art. And this, sometimes people are like, "Oh, I'm not an artist, I can't just sit down and draw something." But I feel like that's the best way to reflect when you don't want to really think about everything that's going on. You can kind of distract yourself by making art while still having an outlet. And another thing is to look for, if you can afford it, you can look for off-campus counseling services and therapy, which I know there's a lot of students who do that, but if you're a student like me and can afford that, you have to stay with the counseling that's on campus for free, which is fine because you can find other outlets like I'm talking about. And the last thing I have for you is to remember to do things that you care about, and just simple self-care. After every appointment I leave, every time after I leave one of the CAPS appointments, my therapist is always like, okay, what can you do for yourself today? How can you take care of yourself? And sometimes that's a hard question because you're thinking, I don't know what I want to do, like what will help me? I'm not really sure. But if you just go back to thinking of the basics of like sleeping, get some food that you like. The typical answer for self-care is always like a face mask, but that can be fun too if that's your thing. And there's so many ways to just get out of your head and take care of yourself by doing all of those things. So thanks for watching. Make sure that you listen to Mind Your Body on all Passion Project platforms. Thanks.